Chow Kit Road, less than a kilometer from heart of Kuala Lumpur. Life is cheap, poverty, drugs, sex, and children wandering the street hungry. Hundreds of them are homeless. Radjhi Bank, together with an NGO and social welfare department, had set up a child care center for these underprivileged children.
My name is Rosita. I'm the Vice President in the Corporate Communications Department, Radjhi Bank, Malaysia. And this project is called Baitul Amal project. Under this project currently, which we started back in 2010, we have two homes at the moment, two venues. One is here, which is Taska Baitul Amal, and the other one is Pusat Jagaan, which is located somewhere in PJ. So Taska houses children from 0 to 5 and it caters to underprivileged parents who live in Chow Kit area. So what we do is we try to help the parents by taking the children off the streets. Otherwise the parents they need to work. They need to pay for their rent. They need to feed their children, but they don't know where to put their children. So before this, they would leave their children on the streets with shopkeepers while they go to work. So we approached Yayasan Salam and we initiated this project. And right now, it has been going on. It has been in operation since July 2010. So it's over 1.5 years now, close to 1.5 years. Next year, we're going to open another floor, which is going to cater for children from 5 to 6 to 11.
I'm actually a lawyer by profession, but I gave it all up and I was in the early childhood industry as a center operator, a childcare center operator for about 15 years. And then as president of the National Childcare Association, Persatuan Pengasuh Berdaftar Malaysia. And in the process of that, I have been working as a consultant, as a trainer, and also started interesting projects like toy libraries, with the MK group. And now I'm currently the project director for Childline Malaysia, which is a 24-hour helpline for children under 18 years. It's a national line. Okay. As consultant, I'm involved in the Taska Baitul Amal as well as Pusat Jagaan Baitul Amal because some of these children cannot go to normal school. They have either no documents, or they're migrant children or refugee children. So this center is actually very good because it's open to all children, which is a testimony to the Convention on the Rights of the Child, because Malaysia signed that convention, and we are saying that all children in Malaysia have a right to be educated, not just Malaysian children. So this is one of the, I think, good things about this center. It is open to all children. We do have another shelter which is in PJ, where children who cannot live with their parents, or due to the fact that in fact some of the children there have been molested by their stepfather, or mother has to go to work, and so they drop off the children and there's no one to care for the kids. So we've got 5 kids from age 2 to 8 who from one family where the mother had to go to work and nobody to look after them. So they are at the shelter where it's overnight. So staff stay overnight. There's a house mother, 2 house mothers who stay overnight to look after them. And everything from food to education to staff for these centers is fully funded on the annual basis by the Radjhi Bank as part of the CSR project. So if you look at this center, there are what we call interest corners and centers. So there's a role play corner, there's an art corner, there is areas for the babies, the toddlers, the 2-year-olds and the older kids. But they also get a chance to mix together with each other. So the program includes having big group activities like circle time, or they can have small group activities like reading to each particular group. And there is a variety of activities so that they are holistic. So you have development of social, emotional health as well as mental, cognitive, and then their bahasa, their English. So we use 2 languages, bahasa and English here. but there's a lot of emphasis on using of low-cost materials to develop creativity in these children, and of course getting them ready for talika and school. And over here we provide everything. That means the parents only provide basically the clothes. If they will provide even things like pampers, milk, all bathing, all done here. Food, they makan here, including dinner. Okay, so there's breakfast, tea break, lunch, tea break, and dinner. That's 6 meals, So the idea is the kids need nutrition, good nutrition, to have a good start. And many of these kids may not even have had breakfast. So that's why we think this is, if you know, most of the research will tell you that you need to do an intervention when they are below 4, because that's when their whole makeup, their whole brain is developing very, very rapidly. So we need to intervene at this age, so that by the time they are, go to school, they are very stable, and they won't end up being if these highly sexualized kids, some of them, if we don't intervene now, they're going to end up like the 10 and 11-year-old boy who went and raped an 8-year-old girl. We don't want that to happen, so we need to do the preventive work, and this preventive work is the one you don't see because it's long term. So that's why I think it's wonderful that the bank has taken this initiative and invested so much in a center, not for their own staff, children, but for children in this area, in the community. It's the first, I believe, probably one run by, sponsored by the corporate sector for a community like this.
Why is it Chow?
Well, because when we looked at Chow Kit, I think it has a very high concentration of social issues, where you have drug users, you have got sex trade and trafficking. So if the children are on the streets, and many of these children live in cheap hotel rooms, with their mothers, and when the mothers have to earn a living, the kids are out in the streets, and you're talking about 3-4-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds who are on the streets in Chow Kit, which means that they are going to be more at risk, because the drug pushers and all that will be eyeing them as middle people to give drugs and all that. And again, like I say, we have some of the kids are even pimps for their mothers. So we are trying to stop this vicious cycle. So you have some girls who are not just the second generation, the third generation of prostitutes. So if you don't stop it, and when they're young, they're going to grow up and have the same life that their moms have. Okay, so with this childcare center, I think the intervention at a very early level will see the children growing up to be more stable, more, they were able to compete on the same level as other children.
Saya bekerja dalam line Taska selama 9 tahun, dan tahun ni dan tahun lepas tergerak hati untuk membuat charities bersama-sama warga di Taska Batu Amal. Jadi sekarang sudah setahun di sini bersama sekarang 5 babies lah. Okey, perasaan saya sebenarnya bekerja dengan kanak-kanak tu always my passion. Always itu memang itu yang saya paling suka buat, dan sebenarnya kerja kat sini memang best lah. Most of the time we are playing, because kita orang punya kerja memang bermain. Thank you.
This is your full-time job?
Yeah, this is my full-time job.
What is your background, your qualification?
Actually, I already worked with Taska for 9 years.
Radjhi is based in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and we came here, officially launched in February 2007.
Is this project a worldwide project or just in Malaysia?
This is just in Malaysia. Radjhi Saudi, the whole family is known to be philanthropists. They are one of the biggest donors in Saudi. They have a foundation called Radjhi Foundation, and they fund universities, they fund hospitals, they fund homes, they fund schools. They're very big into giving. When I presented this whole project, it is to the group CEO, who's the son of the owner. right? It's a public listed, but of course it's owned by the Radjhi family, biggest owner, biggest shareholder. So the approval came from him that yes, let's save the children from the streets. Let's give them a life that they don't know. Let's make things better. Let's not put them in a vicious cycle that their parents are in. I'm very glad that that's happening.